What is happening, everybody? If you clicked on this video, it is because you made the mistake of being interested in my opinion on the Walther PDP Pro versus a tricked out Glock. So I'm going to go ahead and indulge you. Now, a little bit of my pedigree, so to speak, is, I've owned a Glock, at least one Glock, for the last 15 years. I've carried a Glock for duty use for 13 years, something like that. However, probably about 7-8 years ago, something like that, I just went full Glock whore, and I have owned pretty much most Glocks. I don't want to say every single one of them, but Glock 45, Glock 34, Glock 7, 2 Glock 34s, Glock 17, Glock 19, you name it, the list goes on and on. So, that said, how does the Walther PDP Pro version, anyway, stack up against a tricked out Glock? Now, this Glock right here, this is a Glock 45. It's got a ZTech duty slide on it. This has the Overwatch precision trigger, which I've tried all kinds of different triggers out there, everything from Apex to you name it. Overwatch precision, by far my favorite. I used to use the DAT trigger in it, which has a flat face to it, but I like just a little bit of curvature to the shoe. So I went with the, I can't even remember what the name of this was, but they really only sell two. Anyway, phenomenal triggers, by the way. As far as disconnectors, I'm usually either in between the minus connector or the ghost connector. I don't really remember which one I put because I have so many Glocks that I honestly can't remember what I put in which one. But I've also done, on pretty much all of them, I've done pre-travel elimination, as well as it's got the over-travel screw in the back that you've probably seen on Johnny Glock. So almost each and every Glock that I own, I have dumped a ton of money into getting the absolute most that I can out of this trigger, right? Now, how does it stack up against the PDP Pro? And I hate to say this, but it doesn't. The PDP Pro is a better trigger. It really is. And I love Glock. I'm a Glock whore. And comparatively to other guns, I've owned a ton of different guns as well. SIG X5 or a ton of different variants of the P320, right? Which, by the way, I first purchased a X5 whenever they first came out a couple years ago, the X5 variant, and it actually had some technical issues, which, from what I'm reading online, still kind of does. But you know what? That's another topic in and of itself. In any case, it wasn't for me. HKs, striker fired, hammer fired. I've owned some CZs, the P10 before. Nice gun, Don't really have any major complaints about it. But the PDP Pro, what prompted me to buy this gun is that I just saw somebody post it, and I was like, you know what? I really need to get my hands on that thing and try it out. So I ordered one, and this came in at just a little over $600. And this comes, of course, not with the standard trigger that is in your regular PDP platform, but the Pro version comes with the, God damn it, what the hell do they call this thing? Something duty trigger, performance duty trigger, PDT trigger. And this trigger is by far the best trigger I have ever fired on a striker fired gun. And it's out of the box too, with this model anyway. And I say that no matter how good I can get a Glock trigger to feel, no matter how crisp, no matter how much I remove pre and over travel in it, it just does not have what this gun has. And one of the things is, obviously Glock's one of the most reliable guns out there. I'm not knocking it. I still love Glock. I do. So if you're one of those Glock fanboys, it's a little tough love for you, buddy. I'm sorry, but the Pro just beats it in that one particular category anyways. Now, no matter how much I can get, how crisp I think I can get this trigger, it still has the problem of overcoming the, where the trigger bar meets the connector, right? That leaves just a little bit of mush there. And no matter what I do, or no matter what really anybody can do, you just kind of can't get rid of it. This, however, and there's some videos on it where they put tape and all that other shit on here and show you the pre-travel and, you know, over travel and all that and how it breaks. But the reality is you can't. There are certain elements of this that you really can't articulate over video. But I can tell you this: as soon as you start depressing this this trigger safety, you are right on the wall, and the break it's like breaking an icicle. Bang. And then the over travel is almost non-existent. The reset, nice and tactile. You cannot ask for any more of a trigger. The only way that you can do better than this trigger is by moving to either a 1911 or a 2011 platform, realistically. I've never felt the trigger this good on a striker fire platform. Now, I'm sure that there's some guys out there who say, well, there's this one gun out here. You know what? I'd love to try it. Try it a lot, to be honest with you. I'd probably have a better time explaining to you guns that I haven't shot versus ones that I have, because I really have tried a whole gamut of them. And I've always stuck with old reliable here, my babies. But yeah, I got to give credit where credit is due. This thing is absolutely fabulous. I just shot this in a steel challenge last weekend. Worked fantastic. Probably my two bitches about it though. One is going to be holster options. You can't find a duty grade holster, or at least not from Safari Land or any place like that. This one I'm actually going to have one built. The aftermarket just isn't quite there for the PDP quite like it is with the Glock. And that's one thing that kind of sucks. But it can be done. Red Hill Tactical, those guys, those dudes are freaking magicians. I've ordered a lot of holsters from them. I highly recommend them, by the way. I ordered a lot of holsters from them. They've never disappointed. And they can make level 2, level 3 retention if you like. So that's probably what I'm going to have to do with this guy here. But for competition purposes, though, I got a Black Scorpion holster, which is one of the few that actually does make a holster for this gun specific. Outside of that, probably going to have to go the Kydex route and say Kydex Creations or whoever it is. So that's kind of my one bitch about that. But you know what? Let's give this gun a little bit of time, and you know what? Maybe sooner or later, Safari Land or one of those other major holster companies will pick up on the idea and make one that holds a light optic and is at least a level 2 and duty grade, should I say. Outside of that, magazine extensions, there are a couple of them. They got Taylor Freelance that makes one. Unfortunately, finding the information on what is compatible with these mags and magwells, they sell entire kits which are really expensive, and there's just not a lot of info out there, because I'm going to be using this for competition purposes. So I plan on going with the TTI Versatile mags, which they claim do work with the Walther PDP full-size mags, which is this one. But it does not denote whether or not it will actually accept in this magwell. And I've only found one guy across the entire internet, as well as social media, who has put his hand on it. And as best I can figure is he said that there is some binding going on here. So I don't know, but I'm going to take a look. There is a little bit of room to work with here. So if there is some fitting that can be done to make it work fluidly, I will definitely let you guys know in the comments and do a follow-up video on that. Maybe an instructional tutorial. But for all my Glock pros out there, I assure you, this is not the Glock killer. Maybe. But let me tell you, I just have to be honest, out of the box, this is better. So if you're looking for a new gun and maybe you haven't tried this one yet, I highly recommend trying out the PDP Pro version. Now they make this is the full size. They also make a compact version for all you fellas out there with tiny hands. But if you're looking for something new and you're tired of tricking out your 8th or 9th Glock, you need to give this one a shot. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and you guys take it easy.